So thank you everyone giving me the opportunity to present, what our understanding about the digital economy. So the IoT is Internet of Things, and AI is artificial intelligence. So I will go into rolling back a little bit in last 20 years from 1990s to the 2000 and to 2010 and all the way to 2020. So between 1999, between 2000 and 2010, this is the most widely adopted internet. It's the Yahoo and Google, and in China is Baidu, Alibaba, and Tencent. So what's that? It's the infrastructure of the PC internet is driven by cable modem and DSL, and what they are delivery of the electronic content is the information. So, and for the last 20 years, for the 2010 and all the way to 2020, and that called the mobile internet, the key infrastructure is mobile broadband and the location, the GPS location. So at the end of the 2020, end of the last decades, we finally see is a location-based service. And in US is Airbnb and Uber. In China, there is we call the TMD, Total, Meituan, and Didi. So all is trillion RMB, or $100 billion worth of the market of the company, and including Alibaba and Tencent ourselves, lift ourselves from the PC internet era all the way to the mobile internet era. So we grow more than 5 times as a market size, and also access to more, almost 1 billion consumers. That's what we able to do. So then we look at it in the next decades. What is the infrastructure by 2030 or 2040? And what is the application we're driving? What's the content we'll be delivering on the internet? So the way providing our the view is, first of all, the content will be, we will digitize the whole physical world. Instead, we digitize just the information. So the second, on the internet, we using artificial intelligence, we will try to make sense of it, and we will understand the world better. That's the title we are come from. So, and how to realize the end-to-end data insight for the every enterprise. So you have 3 data. One is business application like ERP, CRM. The second is operation data. If you see the left-hand side, then the at the end is IoT and all machines, including the camera, including temperature sensor. Then you have data ingestion, data storage, data processing, data visualization, and analysis and data visualization. And at the end of the day, so you give the insight to the decision makers. So Internet of Things of the era in the next 10 years, and we learn from the Android, learn from the Apple. The Apple and Android, what do? They actually connecting 10 billion people. So we have 7.5 billion people in the planet, but we probably already sold more than 10 billion smartphones. So in the next decades, we will go into connecting 1 trillion devices, 1 trillion things, including trees, natural growth, including maybe and animals, natural growth, and maybe a horse. We using sensing and necklace or something like that. We were connecting them. So in the last decades, we build a hardware abstraction layer using Android. So any application can be downloaded and installed on every smartphones. So in the next decade, what we will going to do is we will digitize every single device, including factory, home, and including other cities. So then we build a digital abstraction layer. So then we can download application from the cloud down to your home, down to your bus, down to your city, down to your classroom, down to your factories. So we will expand the Android more than 10 times into next decade of digitize of the world. Let me run the animation a little bit again. So we will build a parallel digital world like the physical world. Then we make sense of it and get the insight. Then we come back to the physical world. So then we, of course, IoT will digitize the entire physical world, and we will use driving with a lot of physical softwares, and including the CAD, CAE, CAM, and we will describe the physical world. And for example, we can describe an airplane using software. We can describe a factory using software. We can describe a horse using software. We can describe everything using computer software. Then that's the content we will deliver in the next decades. And what's the infrastructure? We need build a pervasive computing platform from the sensor to the gateway all the way to the cloud. Then we can store all the entire digital world into the cloud. Then we can digitize the physical world and store the digital world into the cloud. Then we can ready to be shared. Then what will be the major driving force of the so much bigger of the data information of the communication? Of course, is the 5G. The 5G, you can see two things. In the left button, that's called the massive machine type communication. And the right button is ultra reliable and low latency communication. Those two applications is solving IoT. One is solving a lot of the metering. For example, in your community, maybe you have a million the metering or a million sensor in your community along 1 square kilometers. Then you need a massive machine type of communication. But if you have a lot of machine autonomous vehicle, then you need ultra reliable and low latency communication. So if you have so many, you digitize the whole world. If you have the factory, if you have the car in the digital world, then you need a human to interface with the digital world. Then you need a AR, VR. The AR, VR, you need driving. There is a massive of the visualization. You need driving by enhanced mobile broadband. Then you need more than 20 gigabits per second. Then the download to your glasses, download to your screens. So you can see, so the 5G will be helping the IoT and also helping the user and the consumer to interact with the digital world, digital world. And the MMTC is for the high density. Then the ultra URLLC will be the driving the low latency applications. So one thing, so what we can do is I try to just give you a piece of flavor how if we want to digitize the entire world, we can digitize the entire world by a vertical sector, a vertical sector, a vertical sector. So we can, starting with digital factory. So how we digitize the factories, the one really easy things. So we can find the element of the factory and essence of the factory, what it is. So mainly the workers, man, machine, material, methodology, and the measurement. So if we can using IoT, using RFID, so using the camera, using all the sensors and all the using the gateways, so we can digitize entire factories. So then we can providing the data to the entire life cycle of the industrial data, the industrial product from the supply chain, equipment, machines, and the factory and the task and the marketing CIM. So all the software, they can tackle the data they never seen before. They never seen before. So then once you get them more data, then you digitize the whole factory, then you can use it in the optimize your supply chain, optimize your running of the factory, optimize your marketing or CIM. So then you optimize your financing, so you can do much more better. So what we can do is certainly this factory we already digitized the hardware piece of it, so we needed to do a software piece of it too. So with the left-hand side ISA 95 model is you have the IT, OT, and the machine. So then right-hand side, all you can do, you put all your IT software onto the cloud, put your OT software on the edge, and using the IoT hub and the gateway to connect into all your machines. So you, in the new digital age, you have using cloud and edge and the gateway to digitize your factories. So this is a peaceful and architect we how to do the digitize the factories. You see in the middle is the edge. You have called the link edge, which is a brand name of or a soft piece of software. We have two computer, and is edge. In the bottom left, we can using the gateway to connecting every machines or every equipment. In the right hand side, we using the edge node to connecting the cameras or any other mill machines. Then we can using cameras, robots, and to see how the mill machines or casting machines works. Then we, after processing, we give the data to do all the cloud and all. Then we enable everybody in the factory no longer have PC, no longer have HMI. You can using your tablets or mobile phone. You don't need even a server. You will totally transformation your factory operations. So actually quickly, we do really, we do a very quickly find the digitization of the gyms of the factories. We do from the AGVs and the washing machines and laser machines and dry machines, etc. And we also how to do the cutting machines and the labeling machines, etc. So we do the whole thing. Then we using AGV to transfer the every material on the floors. So we, number one, we build a very flexible, nimble hardware line. Second, we build a very nimble software line. So at the end of the day, then we can to do the customization C2M. So customer can order first, then we can quickly manufacture and deliver it in 5 days. So this is how the factory flow looks. So we will able to turn around the order of the jeans within 5 days, and we can tackle the orders every night. So then we can we using the high tech digitize the hardware. We using the high tech digitize the software. Then but apply those hardware and the software into a real labor intensive work and increase the productivity much more and increase the profitability much more. So I will quickly give you guys another really quick example in the farmers. So we were able to build a digital farmer, so we can monitoring, have the video surveillance, we can have the pest plant protection lamp, then we can have a lot of the fertilization sensors, and we also have a lot of the microclimate, etc. So and we can able to, and once we was able to monitor the fertilization and watering, then we can accuracy to tune how much water, how much fertilizer we can put, we can apply it on, then we can increasing a lot of the growth rates, and with much better taste, and also with environmental protections. So that's how we look at it. We are really build a lot of the sensors, and we will able to cover the water, fertilization, soil, humidity, etc., carbon dioxide, etc. So we can more scientifically grow a lot of the. So right now in China, we build probably hundreds farmers, and with the digital technology, then and with those digital technologies, they can direct supply their product into the e-commerce. So, and we also using blockchain to trace where the product come from and how the food safety is. So, in summary, so we see the industry is at the beginning of the next 20 years of revolution, which is digital 4.0. In the digital 4.0, the key infrastructure is 5G and IoT, but the content we need digitize the digital world, and using AI to process in the data, then we can reapply back, then we can totally transform almost every sector of the 200 years human success, 200 years of the industrial revolutions. And the second, I think we need a new Moore's law to enable the digitization. So we need a more sensor, we need a trillion sensor, we need a more processing power, we need a more storage, we need a more communication bandwidth, etc. So we are continue driving force of the digital tech sector itself. So at the end of the third, I think, and IoT is not only connecting hardware, but also connecting the physical world to the digital world and enable to the productivity improvement. So that's all. That's my share.